All right, let's dive right into one of the most famous acts of sacrifice in all of literature. This is the absolute heart-stopping climax of Charles Dickens' classic A Tale of Two Cities. So how does one man's love for another man's wife lead to the ultimate sacrifice? Let's get into it.
So why would one man choose to die for another? I mean, really think about that. It's this wild mix, right? You've got love, this burning desire for revenge, and a whole revolution just swirling in chaos. All of it comes together to force this one single incredible choice. We're going to unpack exactly how that happens.
Okay, so the stage is set. We're in a courtroom, but this isn't just any courtroom. It's hostile, it's chaotic, and it's right in the middle of the French Revolution's bloody reign of terror.
The man on trial, his name is Charles Darnay, and he's got a big problem. He's an aristocrat. In revolutionary Paris, that's pretty much the worst thing you can be. It's basically a death sentence right there. The crowd is just itching for a conviction, and yeah, things are looking really, really grim.
And just when you think it can't get any worse for him, a surprise witness is called. It's Monsieur Defarge, a major figure in the revolution. And what does he have? He's holding this old, fragile piece of paper. Something he says was found hidden in a cell in the Bastille. This isn't just some random document. No, this is a ghost from the past, and it's about to tell its story.
So the judge tells him, read it. And as Defarge's voice fills the courtroom, this dark, buried secret finally comes to light. And believe me, it changes everything.
So it turns out this paper is a letter, and who wrote it? None other than Dr. Manette. That's the father of Darnay's wife, Lucie. Wild, right? The letter throws us back to 1757, and it tells this absolutely horrifying story. Manette was called out by these two super powerful aristocrats, the Ivremond brothers. Why? Because they needed a doctor to patch up two peasants they had just brutalized. He finds a young woman dying, and her brother, who'd been fatally wounded trying to protect her. And with his last breath, the brother curses the entire Ivremond family. Then, get this, the Marquis tries to buy Dr. Manette's silence. But Manette refuses, and for doing the right thing, he gets secretly tossed into the Bastille and just left to rot for years.
And that right there, that's the core of the injustice, isn't it? You have the Evremonds with all their power, just acting with total cruelty, thinking they can get away with anything. And on the other side, a family completely destroyed, with nothing left but a curse whispered on a deathbed. This kind of imbalance, this is exactly what fueled the entire revolution.
And then comes the final blow. The letter ends with Dr. Manette himself denouncing the entire Evremond family line. So what's the connection? Well, who is Charles Darnay? He's the son, the last living descendant of that very same Marquis d'Evremond.
So you can just imagine how a bombshell like that lands in this courtroom full of angry revolutionaries. The reaction is instant, and it is absolutely merciless.
The place just erupts. Complete fury. And look, it doesn't even matter that Darnay himself hated what his family stood for, that he gave up his title and inheritance. To this mob, to this tribunal, he's an Evremond. Simple as that. The sins of the father are coming down hard on the son.
The verdict comes down fast, unanimous, guilty. He's sentenced to the guillotine. And the execution? It's set for the very next day. At this point, it feels like all hope is completely gone.
But wait, there's another layer to this, a much more personal one. Remember the young man and woman the Ivremonds murdered? They were the brother and sister of Madame Defarge. This isn't just about revolution for her. This is a blood feud. She wants every single Ivremond wiped out. And that now includes Darnay's innocent wife, Lucie, and even their little girl.
So Darnay is condemned. His whole family is now a target. It's a total nightmare. And then, an unlikely hero steps out of the shadows. Sidney Carton. He's this cynical, kind of washed-up lawyer who's always felt like he wasted his life. But now, he sees a chance to finally do something that matters.
And what's driving him? It's actually pretty simple, but so profound. He is completely, hopelessly in love with Lucie Manette, Darnay's wife. He told her years ago he'd do anything, anything for a life you love. Well, now's his chance to make good on that promise. He can give his life meaning by saving hers.
Okay, so here's his plan, and it's as brilliant as it is risky. Step 1. He makes sure the family has a coach waiting to get them out of Paris. Step 2. He uses the fact that he looks almost exactly like Darnay to get into the prison cell. Step 3. He basically forces a stunned Darnay to switch clothes with him. Then he uses some kind of chemical to knock Darnay out cold.
And finally, the guards just carry the unconscious Darnay out, thinking he's Carton. And just like that, Carton is left behind, ready to take Darnay's place.
And this is it. We've reached the climax. It's this frantic final moment where you see brutal revenge go head-to-head with the ultimate sacrifice.
So as the family's making their escape, Madame Defarge shows up at their apartment, dead set on catching them. But she doesn't find them. Instead, she finds Miss Pross, Lucy's fiercely loyal governess. A desperate struggle breaks out, and in the chaos, the pistol Madame Defarge is holding fires. And she's killed. By her own gun. Her lifelong quest for vengeance just ends. Right there.
And while all that chaos is happening in the streets, something very different is going on with Sidney Carton. There's this incredible sense of peace about him. As they lead him to the guillotine, he's not afraid. For the first time, maybe ever, he feels like he has a purpose. He knows he's finally done something right.
It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. That's what he's thinking as he walks up those steps. In this one incredible act of sacrifice, all for a love he could never have, Sidney Carton finds his redemption. He finds his peace.
So that leaves us with this one big question, doesn't it? Carton really believed his death was the one thing that finally gave his life meaning. I mean, his sacrifice saved a family, it let them live and be happy, and it broke this horrible cycle of revenge. So it really makes you wonder, how do you measure a life? Is it about how long you live, or is it about the impact of the one great thing you do?